Hi everyone, welcome to ResearchMD. This is Dr. Pramil. I work as a Chief Medical Officer in the United States, also an Associate Professor of Medicine. Today our topic is benefit of strength training. Why should we do it? Why should every age group do it? A lot of times we think when the strength training, especially elderly people, is very important. That can prevent falls and longevity and all of that. Every age, even they should start at a young age, a regular strength training, and we're just going to talk about that's our topic. Okay, strength is almost like, it's more than it's not about the muscle. It's a medicine for your body, brain, and the future. Okay, don't think when you think about training or muscle training, even though it increases muscle mass, it's not about the six-pack. Okay, benefits travel above the appearance. That's the main thing I wanted to say. Okay. Now, is one of the most research-backed ways to improve your health span, protect chronic illness before it develops. Okay, mental well-being, resistant training can help with making our thoughts very clear. Cognitive function of the brain can improve. All of that scientifically shown, and emotional resilience and a positive cascade throughout the brain. So the positive. If you talk to anyone who exercises in the morning and all that, you can always feel like how great they feel. Okay, the same thing with the strength training, and accessible for everyone. Whether you lift the weights or use resistance bands or do body weight workout, you don't need to lift heavy weights. As long as you do like a very small and do for like 15-20 minutes a daily basis, that will be good. Okay. Now, how strength training works, okay? First of all, it develops muscle fiber development, biological optimization, neuromuscular efficiency, and metabolic enhancement. Now, let's look at each one. Let's look at the muscle fiber development. It creates and repairs the tears in the muscle by developing this resistant training and make the muscle stronger. Okay, but when you talk about biological optimization, it supports the hormonal regulation, bone growth, immune resilience, and the cellular repair. When you talk about the neuromuscular efficiency, it improves coordination and the reaction time through neural adaptation. They work through the neural pathway, and the metabolic enhancement raises resting metabolism. As more muscle burns more calories. Okay. Now, science-backed benefits are all science-backed beyond aesthetic. One, brain and cognitive health. It boosts memory, okay, and boosts our mood, and it helps us to focus much better and slows the cognitive decline, especially in elderly people. Many studies out there. Let's look at the functional fitness. It makes everyday activity easier, improve balance and the posture, reduce risk of falls and injuries. When elderly people, is very common. If you don't do exercise or strength training, increased risk of fall. They usually die from fall, right? And the health and metabolic health, it lowers the blood pressure, enhances vascular elasticity, and reduce insulin resistance. When you talk about the longevity factors, it counters age-related muscle loss. When you get older, we have a tendency to lose muscles, maintain independence with age, and links to lower all-cause mortality. The better we, the fit people, they live longer and all that. Okay, this is another. All of our studies are science-backed presentations, so we just put this resistant training and mortality risk, systematic review, meta-analysis, and in this paper, engaging resistance training reduced all-cause mortality by 15%, cardiovascular mortality by 19%. Cancer mortality by 14%, and the greatest reduction, 27 reductions in 60 minutes per week of strength training. Okay, that's what you need to do. 60 weeks per week, maybe 15 minutes, even 4 days a week, or whatever you do. That's the minimum you're required to have this benefit of. Look at the numbers, like reduce the mortality by 15%. Okay. Especially cardiovascular mortality. That's like number one cause of death in the United States. Cancer mortality is right there, neck and neck, and it can decrease by 19 and 14%. Okay, more time didn't significantly improve outcome. So even if you do more than 60 minutes, the study did not show much benefit. So we recommend 60 minutes. Okay. Now, another study publication, let's see what they're finding. Muscle strengthening activities, 10 to 17% at low risk or cause mortality, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. Again, they're saying like 30 to 60 minutes. So, as long as you do, but our recommendation, do at least 60 minutes per week, okay? Now, getting started, how do you start like safely? You want to start like a small increments and progress gradually. Maintain the frequency. It's all about the consistency, my friend. A lot of times we have this plan that's like, we do, everybody make plan on the first, the new year, right? Nobody follows up. So it's kind of very important to have the same consistency. Everything in life is about consistency. You do regularly like 2 to 3 sessions weekly. Remember, like 40 to 60 minutes or like minimum 60 minutes. That's what we recommend. Choose wisely. Start body weight or lightweight. We recommend starting with the lightweight and support recovery. Protein, hydration, minimum like 7 to 9 hours sleep. As long as you get 7 hours, 6 to 7, I think it should be okay. But make sure you're hydrated. That's very important. Cardiovascular concerns, people with the uncontrolled hypertension, heart condition, before you do, make sure you get the clearance from your physician. Okay, always check with the recovery period. Individual with the recent injuries or surgeries, especially the one involving joint, should wait until they're healed. Bone health issues, if you have osteoporosis or brittle bones, should avoid high intensity or high impact. And those kind of things, always check with your doctor and start with a very low weight. Okay, special condition, pregnant individuals, and you should avoid strength training in pregnant people. Now, who should we consider strength training? Mainly, adults over 40 is a must, but if you want to start at a young age, that's also good. It combats sarcopenia and the maintain mobility. Peripostal, menopausal women preserve bone density and balance of the hormone. We know postmenopausal and women, there is a loss of calcium, and that's why a lot of us take calcium and vitamin D supplement. But this is important for preserve bone density. People with metabolic condition, improve glucose regulation. You don't want to develop into metabolic syndrome. A lot of people are walking around with the pre-diabetes. Those with the mild joint issues, they strengthen the muscles and around and joints. Mental health support seekers reduce anxiety and depression symptoms. Okay. Now, the final thought, 40% less age-related loss must with the consistent strength training, okay? And 30% reduced fall risk and 25% overall lower mortality risk. So those are the main findings on this presentation. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe our channel. God bless. Thank you.